All right, so there's 5 things you need to look at when it comes to client acquisition. As a sales agency, your job is to make sure to increase or make better all of these 5 things I'm gonna break down today. And if you can do that, if you can have your pulse on all of these 5 things on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, you as a sales agency will make 200 plus K a month, every single month, and your clients will never leave you. My name is Boz Work. I run RevenueGrowth.io. We're a sales agency for 7 and 8 figure companies. We build and manage sales teams and processes for all of them. And recently, we also started partnering with sales reps in multiple different verticals. So we can build sales agencies in multiple different niches, multiple different verticals, and make a lot of money together. So if that's something you want to do, comment on this video or send me a DM on IG or Facebook or anything, or send me an email, and me or someone on my team will be in touch and we can make some money together. That being said, subscribe, like, share, all that good noise. Let's dive in. All right, so let's break down the 5 main things we need in order to scale businesses from wherever they're at, 50, 100K a month to 500K to $1 million a month. Now, this is going to be an in-depth breakdown, so strap in. So number 1, we have to make sure the offer is absolutely dialed in, right? We have to make sure the gap is there. So we reverse engineer, right? The problems, list out all the problems that the current ICP, whatever your target audience is, whichever problem they're facing, you want to write them down, because the polar opposite is usually the best solution, right? And then you figure out what the fulfillment is going to be. Which parts of the solutions are you going to do for them? Which ones are done with them? Which one is at a consulting level, which is they have to do themselves and you just provide the solutions, so on and so forth. You figure out the delivery mechanisms. All right. Next, you want to focus on the market segment, right? You have to separate the segments according to revenue. You don't want to work with startups. You want to see what the positives and negatives are of working with someone that's doing 50 to 100K a month versus someone that's doing 100 to 500K a month. Are they easy to find? What is their purchasing power? Whoever you're trying to target, is their target addressable market over 30,000? Because you need to continually sell this thing, right? And then whether or not if you can provide them results and how easily you can provide them results, right? Next, you want to focus on pricing. And we're still going over the offer. We're talking about pricing here. This determines the results, determined by the results the clients will get, right? Is this quantifiable? Right? If you can bring your clients an extra 100K a year, it easily should make sense for them to pay you 10K, right? So there's other formulas, which I've broken down in other videos, but get your pricing quantifiable and dialed in. For B2C, I would suggest anywhere from 5 to 8K, B2B, 10 to 20K. A guarantee, you have to, in today's day and age, in today's market, there's so much noise. You have to remove risk from the offer, because if you do not remove the risk from the offer, people are less likely to opt in or reach out to you, so on and so forth. And you do this by, you figure out how many leading indicators of success you have. What are the things that if your if your client does these things, the guarantee will never get triggered, right? For example, if I'm trying to lose weight, I know if I eat clean, move 10,000 steps a day, I work out every day, it is impossible for me not to lose weight, right? So if a trainer was to guarantee me, look, do these things, if you don't succeed, we'll give you a refund, that's easy, because they'll never have to give me a refund as long as I do these things, because as long as I do those things, I'll get the results. So that's what you build a conditional guarantee. And then you want to build out the value. You want to build out the sales assets, your VSLs, your unique proposition to the market. You do this via YouTube, email, your socials, and you want to deliver as much upfront value as possible. So that's step 1, is getting your offer dialed in. Step 2 will be getting your lead gen dialed in, right? First thing, you have to focus on your funnel, where your market will be most active. It depends who you're selling to, but you can't have the same approach for a 20-year-old e-com store owner and lawyers. It just doesn't work, right? You have to figure out where your market is most active, and you determine the sales process to pick the proper funnel. Is your sales process going to be marketing heavy? Is it going to be sales heavy? Is it going to be a webinar, a VSL call booking, so on and so forth? Pick the funnel that is going to work best for your market, and sometimes you have to do some testing. Ad framework, you have to make sure you're speaking only to your target ICP. If you're targeting business owners, let's say you're targeting coaches between 50 to 100K a month, make sure you say that in your creatives, right? And as you're building the creatives, You state your offer within the creative, right? We will get you XYZ results or your money back. You follow it with a strong guarantee, right? Or we'll work with you for free, or you don't pay. You see these ads all over the place anyways, but this is the structure for them. Next is VSL. We're trying to do upfront education. The only leads buy are the ones that are educated and engaged with your service or your product. If they are not educated or engaged, they will not buy by the time they get to the sales call with the closer. So you want to give away the how-to, right? The quote unquote secrets or whatever you want to call it. And you have to develop your unique mechanism based on the initial research you did when building your offer. And then you offer the implementation of your quote unquote how-to as the sales call. And people mistake this all the time. They think that some secret is going to, or their how-to is going to sell for 5, 10K. And some might get away with like goofy courses, but it's not the how-to people struggle with. It's the implementation of the how-to, right? Let's take the United States. Everyone, if I Googled how to lose weight, how to lose 30 pounds or whatever, I'll get so many articles. I get so many hits, so many results, right? But if I'm still a third of this country is still obese, why is that? It's not that the information isn't out there or they have to pay for it. It's all free information. It's the implementation for their particular life and their lifestyle that they struggle with. Okay. Same thing here. Same thing with a business. They know they need more leads. They know they need more sales calls. They know they need more closes. So they know the how. They know what they need to do. It's just helping them implement in their specific business is what they need help with, and that's why sales agencies are in ridiculous demand right now. Anyways, next is testing. You static pictures, you static images, you test versus your videos. You record videos again, stating your offer, and you run a campaign for a minimum of 2 weeks to have your ad set go through the learning phase, and you can have actual measurable data. Right? You have to daily and very precisely monitor that data, what your CTR is, CPM, CPL, all that good stuff. And you have to set yourself some clear marketing KPIs, meaning if your ad creatives or your ad sets or anything like that is not falling within KPIs, don't let emotion take over. If the data isn't supporting it, cut your losses, right? And then you want to look at the market feedback. Which ad is performing the best? And quantity and quality of leads coming in, right? Which ad is bringing you the best leads? Which ad is bringing you leads that are booking at a higher rate? Which ad is bringing you higher number of leads, but no one is booking in? So on and so forth. You want to take the money away from ads that are not performing and put them into the ones that are. And make sure all your marketing is in within KPI. And then as far as scaling your ads go, you just cut the losers, put more spend towards the winners. You know, they're bringing you good leads and the leads are being booked into sales appointments. Scale those and then continue testing more and more creatives as time goes on. And you can implement this for your clients as well. If you're a sales agency, implement this for your own offer to get some clients. And if you're a business owner, implement this. If you're a sales agency handling lead gen for your clients as business owners, then you can implement this for your clients. So that's step 1 and 2, offer and lead gen. And now we go into appointments. Now that we have leads coming in, there's 2 things that happen. Either they book the call, right? Which if someone books a call direct from your VSL, direct from your marketing space, you want to call them within 5 minutes. The drop-off rate is like 80% after that, but you want to call them within 5 minutes. If no response after 10 minutes, then 1 hour, then once every day for the next 7 days. This person, you have to try to get their attention because they gave you their data, their name, email, phone number. Also, if you do talk to them, set the expectation of reminder call as well as a WhatsApp group, right? Once you confirm the call, you go into pre-call automations and sales assets. You want to educate your prospects as much as possible before them showing up onto the sales call. And then the setter or the triager will create a WhatsApp group with the closer, triage, and prospect. This is basically to intro to closer and share some assets prior to the call. Case studies, your unique mechanism, your VSL, anything they need to know prior to the call so they can make a decision on the call. And the sales call is just not another information call. And then you just send them through the reminder cadence, right? And if lead low shows, and I'll break into this in a second, or if they didn't book a call, they just gave you their name, email, phone number, but they never booked a call, you force triage. You have a setter that is constantly calling all these leads within 5 minutes to make sure they can force triage them. And if no response, tag the lead with a 7-day nurture sequence. We have a sequence. Again, you can build your own. Make sure for the first 7 days, you try to get attention of this lead because they opted into your thing. If the lead responded and booked appointment, you send them the pre-call automations and sales assets. Same thing, the setter puts them into the WhatsApp group and you run them through the reminder cadence. Now, if the lead no-shows, you double dial 5 minutes into the call, then again 10 minutes into the call, and then you put them into the no-show sequence. Try to get them back on the calendar one way or another. Because this person, this lead, if they no-show, mind you, either the triage or the setter, they qualified this lead. So this person had the money, the urgency was there, the problem was there to the solution we offer, and then they no-showed. So this is a very good lead. So you want to make sure you try to get them as back as possible. Now, quick note between these two, for someone that books on a triage calendar or doesn't, treat them both as the same, right? They both have to be triaged. They both have to be qualified. They both have to go to the same sort of framework or script, whatever you want to call it. Every single lead needs to be qualified before booking on the closer's calendar. Now, again, if you're working with us already, you have access to our pool of setters and you can pick and choose from them. If not, just get some setters that are calling the leads. Calling the leads is so important and so underrated nowadays. And most sales reps are lazy. Most business owners don't know how to implement these sequences and implement the framework, the sales process that we have dialed in. But yeah, call your leads. So that's appointments, making sure the offer is solid, the leads are coming in, appointments being booked, and next is sales, right? Sales, again, I don't want to get too deep into it, but pretty simple. Pre-call, you want to send them case studies and testimonials. The thing that we're selling has actually produced some results in the past, right? Case study breakdown before and after, include the time frame that the results, when your clients got results, and then show them more unique mechanism and process L and VSL or any other sales assets. The show-up rate, you figure out if it was self-booked. Ideally, self-booking is only on triage calendar, discovery calls, and not sales calls. And then if yes, you confirm closer to call the book sales call within 5 minutes, right? Just like setter is calling the book discovery call within 5 minutes, the closer is calling the book sales call within 5 minutes as well. If they haven't self-booked, again, reminder call, setter has to do the call. And then as far as the reminder cadence goes, night before, morning of, 90 minutes to the call, 60 minutes to the call, 30 minutes to the call, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. You just blast their phone until they answer because this person got qualified, booked the call, and now they're just not fucking answering. And then obviously you have the WhatsApp group. This is also where you can send more sales assets. Sometimes automated texts and emails don't get the job done. And then you put them in the appointment reminder workflow in GHL. Next is the actual close. This is where the closer steps in. You find out their pain and true desire. You find enough inefficiencies, right? What problems they have and the goal, right? And as a sales agency, most of the problems are usually the same. Lead flow, appointments, sales reps, scaling, processes, hiring, training, recruiting, so on and so forth. And then you find out what they've tried to solve that problem or achieve whatever result it is. And then you find out the 3 whys. This is 3 whys, any discovery, why this, why yes, why now. Have them tell you to make your job easier, and then you structure your sales call accordingly. And as far as your pitch, just a lucid chart just like this. Walk them through your entire process. Prepare your agreement so you're ready for the call, and then prepare the invoice template. And delegation, this happens after, if you're a sales agency owner and you just took on a client, you want to take the first 5 to 8 calls yourself, right? You want to be able to know how these prospects are coming in before you're able to delegate to a closer or a setter or anything like that. You have to get a feel of the market and the offer, okay? In order to have proper SOPs for closers to train them, you need to know how the sales calls are going and how to close them. And then you put out a hiring ad, either yourself or if you're working with us, you get access to our pool of closers and setters, and you check their Loom videos and set up group interviews. So that's the sales part. And then last but not least is the fulfillment, right? As fulfillment as a sales agency, again, you want to onboard them, lucid chart, run them through your entire process, welcome email sequence, give them Slack access or Discord, whatever you're using, client folder with sales assets, all the KPIs, all the trainings, all the CRM plugins, so on and so forth. KPI tracking sheets for all sales reps because that's what they're going to need and that's what you're going to be using for them. A quick sales audit, you want to make sure what their current KPIs are and what their desires are. You want to find out leaks in the current sales process. I promise you there's going to be a leak, right? You're probably thinking, what if there aren't? What if it's perfect? If it was perfect, they would never fucking hired you. So, or brought you on to take over their sales team and their sales process. Make some immediate tweaks. Usually, no-show rate can be very easily or immediately improved. Usually, leads are not being called. Make that implementation. You'll have more book calls. A couple of immediate tweaks you can make relatively fast. And then you want to begin sales infrastructure build out. Build out that entire sales process. Build out that customer journey from opting in to book call to cash, right? Then you want to help them start building out their sales assets as well as their lead generation infrastructure, which is right here, right? Help them build that out. Depending on how much you're charging. Hopefully you're not charging anything below 10, 20K as a sales agency. Then the most efficient sales process for that specific offer, for that specific ICP. Different sales processes work different. DM ads might work for one offer. They're not going to work for another. VSL ads might work for one offer, not for the other. Facebook group funnel or school community funnel might work for one offer, not the other. So it's not one size fits all ever. And then you start building out their sales team, setters, closers, SDRs, and then make sure their systems and operations are all plugged in. You have to build them out for them, or if you're already working with us, you can just use ours and it's just more of a plug and play. I give it to your clients. And then is optimization, right? Weekly feedback on what's going on, everything you've built out. And I'm making it sound short, but it takes some time, right? It takes some time to build all this stuff out. So build this stuff out, and then between 30 to 40 days, you should have weekly feedback coming in. Change inputs to have different outputs. If your ad is getting, I don't know, if you're spending $100 a day, you're getting 10 leads a day, your CPL is 10. But if they're all wrong numbers, or if no one is responding, or 0 calls being booked, then your CPL doesn't really mean anything because they're not quality leads, right? I'm just giving you an example. So change inputs based on what needs the input changed. So you optimize the lead to call to cash. That's the most important. And once KPIs are optimized, you know if you put in $5,000, you'll get 20 back or 30K back. That's when you begin scaling. Once you have that predictability dialed in, you add in more talent to handle that scale, more setters, more outbound reps, so on and so forth. And then last but not least, you're going to be a fractional sales management, right? You have to do daily meetings for them. I know some people are against this, but daily meetings are very important. You have a beginning of day, middle of day, end of day. As a sales manager, you have to have a pulse on every sales rep, what they're doing throughout the day. And this is the process we use to do it. You do call reviews weekly. You do performance reviews weekly with all your sales rep. Some of them are going to need one-on-one sales training. If you have a sales rep that is either average or underperforming in comparison to everyone else, they need one-on-one training. They need one-on-one help. Don't even ask them if they need it. You just give it to them. Right. And then, the bright and not so bright side is you incentivize or troubleshoot. You incentivize the sales reps that are performing well, give them bonuses, increase comp structure, or you troubleshoot the ones that are underperforming for a very long time. You got to get rid of them. That's it. If you've tried, you've done the one-on-one trainings and they just can't seem to improve, get rid of them, get someone else, recruit, hire, and ramp up as needed. Again, if you're working with us, you can just use our pool of a couple thousand sales reps. So that is a process that you can use right now, whether it's in your business or if you're a sales agency into your client business. Plug this in and you will be able to help them scale. Every single thing, again, takes work. Every single step here is going to require work. But that is what it's going to take for your sales agency to make 50, 100, 200K a month, 300K a month, when you're able to scale your clients' businesses to 500K and $1 million a month. All right. Hopefully you got some sauce out of this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.